Welcome back to episode 8 of the Double Down podcast presented by Waterwave. Today is Friday, November 4th, and this week we have a super special guest with me here in the studio. But before I get to that amazing interview, I want to start with the Double Down weekly wrap-up. It's a weekly wrap-up that we brought in a couple weeks ago. We're getting pretty good feedback for it, so we're going to keep it going. Nothing too major to highlight this week, but if you are watching on YouTube, you see a new shirt I'm wearing. We have Double Down podcast merch. Unfortunately, it's not for sale yet. We're still working on, getting it in stores and getting it to people that could possibly want it. But if you like the style, if you like what we got going on, you can head to royaltyfam.com. That's ROYALTYFAM.com. They are running their Black Friday sales, and that starts November 14th. Brand new releases. Everything in the store is on sale. So anything you could possibly want when it comes to, athletic wear, jumpsuits, shorts, T-shirts, all that kind of stuff, head to royaltyfam.com to check that out. With me, obviously you guys know we pre-record episodes, but this Wednesday was my track test. For those of you who don't know, they call it a track test, which is return to athletic competition. So next week I will have my results from that track test, and I'll be able to tap in with you guys and let you know how that went. And then lastly, wrapping up, Gopher basketball-wise, we are getting ready to start the season here. This upcoming Monday, which is November 7th, will be our first game, and we're excited. So if you guys are local, you're in town, make sure you come through and come to Williams Arena, the barn, and support, Gopher basketball. That's really all we got this week. Kind of a boring week, you could say. But I'm looking forward to getting back in the studio with you guys next week and talk about, some of the fun stuff that we went through this past week when it comes to the track test and that kind of stuff. Keeping you guys updated with, my progress and with my injury. And make sure you guys stick around for our featured upcoming interview here that we are going to get to right now. So I'm blessed to be joined here in the studio with a special guest for episode 8. Our guest attended Bishop McNamara High School. As a senior, he was limited to only 2 games as he was sidelined with a broken hand. But in his junior year, he caught 34 passes for 881 yards and 15 touchdowns on a team that won the Class 3A state championship. He was ranked as a 3-star by Rivals, Scout, ESPN, and 7 Sports. He was ranked as the number 85 receiver in his class and the number 4 receiver in Illinois. He's currently in his 6th year with the Golden Gophers and has played in 46 games and made 125 catches, which is good for 12th all-time in school history, 1,970 yards, which is good for 9th all-time in school history, and 13 touchdowns. A personal friend of mine, Chris Autman-Bell.
What's up, bro?
Man, appreciate you coming on, man. We've gained a friendship through the past couple of years, and a guy that I really look up to when it comes to the sports world. So grateful to have you on the pod.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Yeah, let's take it back. Let's go early years. I know you played basketball and you played football growing up.
Yeah.
Talk about your development in sports, and then when you really knew that football was going to be your passion and your career.
I really wanted to play basketball my whole life. So at first, when I got to high school, my freshman year, I tried to quit football, but my uncles and my dad didn't let me, so I kept playing. But I really wanted to go with basketball for my career, but it didn't work out because one coach talked to me, and he was like, would you rather make like a 15-man roster or like a 60-man roster? And it seemed like a better chance of the league, so that's why I went heavy with football. I realized that probably after my last season in AAU, I just went with football heavy, and my coaches at my high school, my basketball coaches, they knew it too, so they all just figured out that I was going for football, so that's what I went for.
Yeah, and it obviously pays off. You commit. You probably have multiple Division I offers. You're at number 85 wide receiver in the country, and then we come to your first kind of adversity. We'll talk about this first before we get into your college career. You broke your hand your senior year. Take us through that in terms of football is such a limited deal. You only get 11 high school games, something like that. So take us through that. Were you committed at that point? Were you still looking? What was the process of that broken hand?
I think I was committed.
Okay.
I think I was committed to Western Michigan. We were playing Immaculate Conception at their place. Kind of like they became like a rival for us.
Mm-hmm.
They were brand new to the conference. We had beat them to go to the state championship and the year before. And they killed us these last couple of years. I'm not gonna lie, but I played them at home. I ran like a 15-yard dig. Tried to stay up, put my hand down. I just broke my thumb, And I got to the sideline. I had I don't know why I had my thumb taped. It was taped. I tried to take it off, and it bent all the way back. And I was like, yo, I think I definitely just broke my thumb. Told my trainer, and I was done. Then had surgery and everything. Rehabbed it every day. Then I came back in. I think the last game I got to play my last game. Clubbed up, I think, and then just I played defense the whole game. I didn't. I think I play offense as well, but I was on defense most of the game. But we didn't make the playoffs that year, so I just my last game.
With the club on your hand. How hard was that mentally for you? I think.
It wasn't. I didn't really think much of it. I think I was in shock a lot for it, but I didn't really. I was sad for sure. I missed my senior season definitely, but I don't. For some reason, it didn't hit me as hard as it hit me because I felt like I knew I had the next level. Yeah. But it was definitely sad to miss my last season.
Yeah,
not be able to go to the playoffs.
It's tough. These are guys that you probably played with for a while, and you have. I think high school is such a unique situation, especially football too, when it's only so many games, and that can kind of be tough. And then like you mentioned before, Western Michigan is the school of your choice with Coach Fleck at the time at Western Michigan. So if the listeners don't know that, Coach Fleck was at Western Michigan. He got you. Was that kind of committing to Coach Fleck, or is that more committing to Coach or Western Michigan, or how did that process go for you?
It was definitely Fleck. He's the only person that gave me a true chance to play Division I football. Yeah. I didn't have that good of grades in high school. I worked very hard my junior summer and senior year to get my back up for my freshman and sophomore year because I went to Catholic school. It was pretty hard because B's or A's there and it's just that type of thing. So it took me a while to adjust, but I finally adjusted and worked everything back. Took a summer class, and Fleck was the only person that gave me a chance to really play ball. Only reason Central Michigan offered me because Western Michigan offered me. That's how I figured it was the rival thing. So, and then I was committed to him. I went up there for a visit. As soon as I got done with the visit, got in the car, I just called him. I just want to commit. I'm just ready to roll and get to it. He's the only person that he's the first person to reach out and actually feel excited about a kid. And I at that time I felt like I wasn't enough. I wasn't getting anything. I was man, Illinois told me I wasn't good enough. So it's always a big thing when we play them. But it was just man, he's the first person that believed in me. So. I just went with it, and that's how it started.
So making the change to Minnesota was pretty easy then because Coach Fleck was kind of your guy. So.
It's crazy. For the first week, I think it's a little time frame between before I committed. I don't know if it's a week or a couple of days, but I actually was I'm staying at Western Michigan it's his loss.
Really?
At that point, I guess I was committed to the school. And then I realized, I sat back and realized, what opportunities I can have, going to Big Ten school, better education, better competition, better, platform. So, next couple of days, had a basketball game. I called him. He called me the day before. I was in class. My social studies teacher, Mr. Brown, let me go in the hallway. And he said, do you want to come to the Big Ten with me? And I was like, man, for sure. And as soon as I got that call, I just said yes. It was a change of heart off rip. So, I committed, played my game that night. I think Coach Callahan came to that game, honestly, the offensive line coach here. And then that's what it was. We were in this group chat, man. It was a couple of us that came, Tanner, JMS, Noah Hickok, a bunch of guys. And you just see us go out, just leaving the chat just one by one. It was the first couple of days, we were no, we're not going anywhere. We're staying here. And then you just see us leaving one by one. All right, appreciate y'all, bro.
It's a hard opportunity to pass up.
So I committed. My mom was worried because we haven't visited the place, haven't been there, haven't seen what it was. So we just wanted to do it. So we all just believed in it, and here I am now.
Yeah, which is a pretty awesome story. I don't think a lot of people know that. I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, and then you finish up your high school year. Were you able to play basketball that senior year?
Oh yeah, I snapped that year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I snapped that year.
What was the stat? I didn't pull up.
I don't know what the stat was, but if to be average, I would to not even boost, bro, I probably was a 16 a game, 5 rebounds. I was a big guard type of player, but definitely all conference. I was all conference most of my basketball years for real. I played I started varsity as a sophomore. Wow. And I played through the Chicago Catholic League. I played against the not the Simeons, but that's not Catholic League. St. Rita's, I went against Charles Matthews and that type. Yeah, I played some people before, man.
Some good talent.
Nick, I don't know his last name. He went to St. Joe. He went to
Okay.
USC.
Okay. Yeah, some dudes.
Yeah, I played some guys, bro, and it was cool because it was kind of competitive thing. So I'm playing like inner city Chicago basketball. So
Yeah, no, that's dope, and we might have to flash some highlights up there because I haven't seen you play, but
I'm alright, bro.
But
I'm
Brev told me. He said, and this might be a little bash at Trayton and Kristen, but he said Brev and Chris would beat Trayton and Kristen in the game in 2-on-2.
Bro.
So once we get all healthy, we might have to line that up. But
I'm hard, bro. If I get locked in, I'm really hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Perfect. We'll set that up. I'll ref. But anyways, you finish up your senior year, you come into college at the University of Minnesota, and you redshirted your first year.
Yeah.
Talk about that mentally. Did you know you were gonna come in and redshirt? How did that affect you as a football player, as a person? Was it tough on you, or was it something that you thought this could really benefit me?
As a freshman, you always want to come in and start, and that's one of the biggest things. So, you just want to come in and play off rip. And I feel like I was going through it, going through camp. I was getting better. I was nowhere where I was to be like as close as I am now, or like I was definitely like terrible back then. Mm-hmm. But at that time, I feel like I could have did something for that team. I ended up getting hurt in camp. Ended up getting redshirted. I didn't think anything bad of it. I just knew like my time would come eventually. Like I was just sitting out this year. I had a bum ankle anyway and a bum foot I had to rehab for sure. So I was kind of blessed to get another year. I'm blessed to get 2 many years. But
we're in the same boat with
damn,
that, bro.
And another one coming up probably. So
which we'll get to for sure.
Yeah, and then and it was just it's tough as a freshman because you just want to be. It's just the competitive side. You just want to be on the field and prove something, especially as a freshman. I always wanted to be like the true freshman across the country that was known. So, but once I got through that and got to the spring ball the next year, I was cool. I was ready to go.
Yeah. So we were on a weekly question on our Instagram, which is at @double_down_pod. So you can find us on Instagram at _down_pod. And this week's question was, what was the hardest transition from high school to college? Was it mentally, physically? Was it in your sport? Was it socially? What was the biggest challenge? We'll both answer this one. You can start.
All right. As a competitor, I don't think it was physically or anything like that because I've always like just competed no matter what. Like that wouldn't be a thing. But I would say, I don't know if it's any of those things. I say like more like a time management thing, really. Like high school, it was free nearly. You can do whatever you want. Mom let you stay up however late. Like if you didn't have anything really, you were underneath the roof, but like you can still do whatever. So it was like you were carried really. But once you get to college, you're really on your own. Mom's not there no more to help. Dad's not there to help. Like grandma down the street isn't here. It's just you really. You got to figure out how to manage this, how to wake up there and eat this, and that's pretty much the biggest thing is how to manage things really for me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, and I'd say especially being a college athlete too. Yeah. There's stuff that you just have to do at the end of the day that you might not want to do, but you have to do it. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. And then for me, I went to school in South Dakota, so I was about 5 hours away from home, and I was kind of a homebody, so missing home was kind of tough for me, but you figure it out. So I would definitely say stick your head in there and keep fighting, and it might be tough some days, but your parents always love you and they'll always be there for you, so that's not a question. So you head into your not your true freshman year, but your redshirt freshman year, and you played in all 13 games. You started 28 catches, which is 4th all time for a Minnesota freshman, which is a awesome stat. 449 yards, 3rd all time for Minnesota freshman, and you actually led the team with 16.03 yards per catch. Take us through, just like what you thought coming into the year, because obviously you had a pretty deep, wide receiver room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Talk us through, like, were you expected to be the guy? Were you expected to play a role? How did your freshman year play out for you?
It's crazy. I think bait about this all the time. Once I got through spring ball, like I said, I got the spring ball and it was cool. I kind of like took my foot off the gas. I would say I was just there every day. So then Bate came in, Rashad Bateman, of course, and my brother came in. And he was snapping, balling through fall camp, making plays. I was dinged up, wasn't making plays, like, in my head. and he ended up taking my spot. So like those first, like you said, I started those 9 games, whatever, and those first couple games I didn't start because I got my spot taken.
Yeah.
So I went harder in practice. It like turned my like entire mentality better. And like I texted Bate one night during camp, and I was like, bro, like I appreciate you for like coming in and working, bro, and taking my spot. Like you made me go harder. Like it's like it's all love. Like I appreciate your work ethic, and it changed everything about me. Started working harder. Changed more ball drills, more film, more studying this, studying that. Working with Tanner, working with the Qs, getting with my guys. So, and then that year, Coach Simon come into his office, my wide receiver coach, and he was like, me and the guys want you to, like, the guys is in, like, Ty and Bay, like, they want you to move into the starting lineup. Like, we need all 3 guys, playmakers on the field at the same time. Yeah. And, like, at that time, we had, like, a bunch of guys, like, in the backfield. We had 3-headed monster with Rodney, Shannon, and Mo. Yeah. Then you had me, Bate, and Ty outside, and you had Brev and Cole and all these guys inside. It was a pretty skillful offense. So, I felt good to be able to show myself and show my worth and proof that I can like help this team out, especially offensively, as a redshirt freshman. So it was cool to work my way back in and be involved with those guys.
Yeah, no doubt, and it obviously paid off because you grew as a receiver room too. Yeah. You know, and you enter that 2019 year, that sophomore year, with so much hype, with all the hype in the world. You know, I remember, I think we were down in Oklahoma for a game, and we had like walkthrough or something. I told my coach, I was like, it's the Gophers' first game. Like, I'm a Gopher fan. Everybody knows on the podcast I'm a Gopher fan. So I was like, it's the Gophers' first game. Like, we got Chris, we got Ty, we got Bate. Like, I can't miss this first game. And so just kind of talk about that going into that year. Expectations are obviously high. Yeah. Talk about that receiver room, what the expectations were like in there, you know, how you guys worked with each other, you know, just prepping for that year.
We went to work, bro. Like, we were with each other almost every other day. Just putting in work, ball drills, catching routes with the QBs, everything, bro. It was a pretty cool year that year, man. We had a bunch of guys on the defensive side as well, like Tweez and that's everyone, bro. Carter and just all the guys, everyone, bro. Yeah. So it was a good year, bro, because like every practice was heated. Like it was a bunch of like this competitiveness, bro. It was just amazing, like every day.
Talk about that. How important do you think that competitive nature?
It is, bro. That's you started in practice, bro. Like it's going at it in practice. It's battling with the guys across you. Like these are your brothers, but you gotta like sharpen each other's iron, like for game day when it comes, bro. So. Like I went against Tweezers. I don't know how many times like the screens I used to catch touchdowns on, man. Like I got hit by Kamal almost every time I caught that in practice. So it was just like a training thing for all of us. It was just like iron, like just sharpening the iron up together. So it was pretty cool, man. And it was like truly like an exciting year. Yeah. We started off pretty slow. We won those games, but we started off pretty slow. Everyone questioned us, and then we just turned it up and just like went up a notch, bro. And it was cool being with all those guys on that team and doing what we did.
Yeah, you know, a little lower competition. I think you guys played like South Dakota State, and like Georgia Southern, and you know you get by those kind of games, and then you guys kind of explode, and you end up beating Auburn in the Outback Bowl. Take us through that experience, because you know obviously a lot of us couldn't be down there to watch that game, but we watched on TV. What was that biggest bowl game you've played in? Yeah. So what was that kind of like for you as an athlete?
Man, when we found out we were playing Auburn, it was hilarious, bro, because it was like, all right, we playing some dogs. Like everyone that whole week like locked in and just like went crazy, bro. So like everyone was getting in the weight room, everyone was getting extra work in. It was cool. So we get down there, like we knew we were like gonna win the game, bro. Like we actually knew it. I didn't do much in the game. I had like a catch for like 5 yards.
One catch, 7 yards. Come on, don't sell yourself short.
And then that was it, man. But I love being on the field like with a bunch of NFL guys, bro. Like that whole defense was in the league. Like Derek Brown, the D-line for the Panthers. The one corner place starts in Miami now. Yeah. A bunch of those guys, man. And it was just cool to be on the field and be able to, take down Auburn. Like we took down a really historic program, and it was cool. So it was kind of putting us back on the map, like showing like Minnesota's here for a while. Like no matter what, no matter the years, like people know that Minnesota like can play ball now. So it's kind of cool. Like it was kind of like a real true statement year.
Yeah, and that's after that year ends, Tyler Johnson, who's Minneapolis product, shout out Ty. He leaves that year, gets drafted in the 5th round. Was that kind of tough seeing a guy go to the NFL, or how do you process that as a guy that obviously wants to get to that level? Yeah. How did that go for you? Was there conversations being had?
Yeah, bro. Every guy that I know, bro, who's went to the NFL or is in the NFL who have been, I've always asked about the process, like the guys during the pre-draft process. Like I've asked Bates so many questions because that's just hopefully I get to that point, bro. So I just want to see how it is. For Ty, I was happy, bro, because Ty could have left 2018, but he came back and he balled out again.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing him get picked up, man, because I literally seen Ty become the player he is. Like, I watched him every day. Like, I seen what it takes to be, you know what I'm saying, an NFL true caliber receiver. So
and it never stops either. He's still grinding.
Exactly. And like I told him to bait every day, bro. Like, I watched their film every day. Like, I studied those guys. They did it, and it was something I was around. Like, I seen how they worked, so I kind of have the answers to the test. So I just kind of want to,
you have to. You have, and I think it's also it's a blessing, because it's like, you're obviously going to compete against guys, but at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to have that relationship in the receiver's room, and how can I make you better? How can I make you better? How can we get to the next level together? Because it's not a solo thing, especially at this level. It's not a solo thing. So, so you finish up that, we mentioned that sophomore year, head into the junior year, which was, only 7 games, 22 catches, 430 yards, and then you hop into the senior year, which possibly you think is your last year, maybe not. Were you thinking you were for sure coming back after 2021?
I really wanted to leave. I don't know, that year, I kind of set myself up for failure. Like, I thought about the league way too much. Like, I worked hard. I was there, but at the same time, I let, like, the outside noise get in and, think about the league and the next level. I wasn't in, like, the present time. I was worried about the future. So I ended up tearing up both my ankles. I had, like, a tightrope surgery on my right ankle, and I had, like, a sprained ligament in my left. I still played a majority of the season. I missed, like, the first game, because the first couple of games I missed, like, Ohio State, and, like, 2 other games because I had a surgical ankle. Came back Colorado, had a cool game, felt good being out there, doing my thing. And then I kept going through the season just banged up here and there. I had a concussion against Illinois, left that game. I got tackled against Bowling Green. That we lost that game. I got tackled the first play, and then changed, like, the whole trajectory of the game. And then played those seasons, like, banged up. Literally take my ankles up. Literally was off, like, all these pain meds just to play. And it was cool. Had a good game against Iowa, beat Wisconsin. It was a cool season, but I definitely knew that I wasn't getting picked up. Like, I had a real conversation with Coach Fleck, and it was like, bro, you won't get, I'm not getting picked up. I'll be a free agent.
And it's hard too with everything, you went through. You talk about the ankles, the concussions. Take us through kind of, for people that don't know how grueling a football year is. How tough is it to stay healthy?
Bro, you're banged up every play, bro. Like, you won't feel as good as you felt in the beginning of the season, like, ever, until, like, the summer, maybe.
That's what they say too, is like the first game is the best you're gonna feel,
like, ever. So you banged up with this and that, bruise here and there, sprain here and there, but it's just like it's a tough thing. You just gotta keep going unless you got, like, something surgical or something you can't really do. So but you're never as good as you felt in the beginning of the season.
How tough was that for you? Obviously we talk about you want to feel as good as you can going into a season, but you were hurt going into the season. How tough was that mentally on you to, like, hey, I gotta get through this rehab process so I can get healthy for this year?
Bro, I've cried so many times just off the fact, like, because I wanted last year to be my year to go. I wanted to be, like, my farewell and, like, really snap and show the world, and I just get hurt, and it's just like a bunch of doubt creeps in, but you still play through the season, and it's a big thing. I had a bunch of mental health things, and but I just kept going, battled through it. Whenever things got really hard, I just, like, doubled down on my faith and just,
double down. He didn't even think about that one. He didn't even
double down on my faith and just laid on God, man, and just kept going. Nothing in life is perfect, so I just it is what it is. Just keep going, because life stops for no one, bro. So.
And especially with a football player like you are, you want to be at your best and you want to be athletic, and you had this opportunity in front of you in terms of a senior season where it's like, hey, Chris Autman-Bell is the guy this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Gopher team brought Tanner back, Mo's back. And
that was another thing, bro. It was like, dog, like, I can't even play. Like, this is supposed to be our last year, and then. It was just like, dog, I thought Mo was definitely leaving that year, but he ended up getting hurt. And I actually still thought about leaving, but I seen Mo coming back and all the guys coming back, so I was like, why not just come back, bro? Like, I think it'd be a better deal if you come back anyway, better chance definitely as a higher prospect in next year league. So
take us through that. We won't talk specifically about Mo's injury, but how hard is it to see a guy like Mo, who's your brother, go down?
It sucks, bro. Like, because I was already out watching that Ohio State game. We all seen what he did. Mo is still the
best running back.
Running back in the country,
no doubt.
100%, still to this day. And just seeing him like go down, like you can see the whole stadium just it hurt, bro. And I knew what it was. I didn't know what it was, honestly. I thought it was a full cramp.
Yeah.
But once you go back and look at the replay, you can just see his whole back like just it just snaps. So I went to the tent, and I've never seen Mo like that ever. Like he knew like everything was just like lost, bro. Like and I watched everything firsthand. Like as a player, like he had like all these NIL deals and everything was coming in, and Mo was getting all this hype, and then as soon as he just hurts himself, like everything's just gone. These deals leave, and he kind of I actually like learned a lot from him in this whole process. Like it's like I learned a lot from you guys, like you, all the ACL guys, Braylon, Clay, but with Mo, he just like he was like, all right, like I'm just gonna duck off and like completely like just hide and just work. I've never seen a guy work as hard to get back. It was inspirational, bro. Yeah. And he just like ducked off from the media. It wasn't on social media at all. Yeah. Like just left. Like he didn't do any interviews and anything. He just like he just like ducked off, bro, and he just went to work, and he came back, and you see what he's doing now still to this day.
It's a hard thing to do too, especially with the era of college sports we're going into. You talked about NIL deals, and I don't even think like businesses and brands realize like the burden they put on these athletes too. When it comes to like, he could make so and so money, but he got hurt, so now he's gonna.
It's becoming a business, bro.
Anything, college is becoming a business for sure. No, it definitely is, and shout out Mo, because we love that dude, and he's doing his thing, and we're super proud of him. You head into the 2022 year. What did you guys call it? The four. You, John, Tanner, and Mo.
Encore 4.
There you go, Encore 4. Yeah. So it's supposed to be this big year. If you guys don't know, we got the center, John, Mo, the running back, Tanner, the cornerback, and quarterback, and Chris, the wide receiver. The Encore 4, the sixth year guys coming back for 2022. And you start off hot. You grab 3 catches against New Mexico State. You had a beast of a game versus Western Illinois. I think you caught 5 for like 118, and then you get 1 against Colorado, and then the incident happens, and you tear your ACL, bust up your whole knee on a non-contact play. I remember being in the stadium, and I knew it right away. Actually, I left the game and I was watching at Sal's, and I watched you go down, and I knew right away, and my emotions flooded me in my face, and I texted you right away. I was like, just know I love, because I knew, I don't want to bombard you with, I don't want to bombard you with, hey, are you good? Like, I knew you tore your ACL. Like it's, I think people that go through it kind of can know and can tell. So I just wanted to throw love at you, but take us through your initial emotions, before trainer even gets out there. You're laying on the turf in front of 50,000. What are you feeling?
Bro, I knew it like off rip. You can ask all the players on the field. I screamed I screamed that for it so many times, bro. Like I was just screaming like at that. No, like the whole Colorado side was just like they can see it, bro. I knew what it was. Like people said they thought I broke my shin or something, but it was like an uneasy feeling. I just couldn't touch it, bro. But I knew what it was. And what's crazy is I've always thought like if there was an injury that I like wouldn't get, it would be ACL. And I was like, 'cause I never knew like what it felt like. Like I knew like D Rose, and I just knew like I don't know. I always thought it was like a decline in people's careers when you get it, and I was just like always afraid of it, bro. Shit, and I finally had it. So like instantly, as soon as I'm laying on the ground, it was just a bunch of like
flooded.
Life is like I had like a flash through like my whole like football career, and it was just like life is done, bro. Like it's like wrap it up. So so it's crazy. It was like a movie, bro. I'm getting carted off the field. Tears are flooding, bro. I'm crying. Like I didn't care, bro. Like I knew what it was. Like the trainers were talking to me, bro. I couldn't even look at them and talk to them. Like I was like screwed, bro. And then I get back to the back. I change, go get my MRI. Send an MRI, bro, just laying there, bro. Like, how MRI is there for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, just laying there. Hell.
Just laying there, just thinking, like what's next, bro? Like, what job am I about to get? Like, this and that, like, this, all this doubt, bro. And then, they got the results back. I get in the car, and, like, the trainer just isn't looking at me. He's not talking to me. Like, he's trying to avoid me and just making small talk. I just knew what it was. And, I get back there, they're just looking at it, like, just kind of, like, just parlaying, bro, just not trying to talk to me. And I'm like, I just stopped. I was like, bro, did I tear my ACL? And they were like, yeah, get it done. I just cried one more full time, and then Like, I had my head down the whole time they were explaining this. Like, Fleck was talking, my parents were talking. Like, they were talking for like 20 minutes. I'm just like head down, like just not.
You don't want to hear any of it.
So I'm just head down, letting my tears out, and I finally stopped, and I was like, all right, let's just go to work. Like, it's nothing I can do at this point. Like, I can't go back, and I said, I'm like, all right, let's go to work. I shower, go home, just get my surgery that next Wednesday, because I couldn't straighten my leg out, so I had to get it earlier. So I get the surgery. Fast forward to now, I just been rehabbing every day, bro. I finally got my knee to like 79 degrees the other day. Just walking on and out without crutches. Rehabbing daily, hot tubbing it, shuttle board, everything. Just a bunch of cars at work. And not every day, bro. Like small victories every day, bro. 100%. Control what I can control and just keep going. And I'm here now, just thriving, bro.
You know, going back to hearing that news, how hard was it to flip? You know, because obviously there's a grieving process that humans go through, you know, and obviously you want to be sad. But I saw this quote. It said, "Script your journey with a pencil, but write your pens with a goal." Yeah, bro. So write with goals with a pen. So, you know, you have these end goals, and, you know, you obviously question them. You know, you're down on the field, and you're questioning what's next for me. Like you mentioned, what job am I going to get? What went off in your head to think, no, we got to go back to work?
What's crazy is the first thing that I heard, Flex said you do get it next year. Because if I did like 2 games later, then I wouldn't have. It's like the first 4 games or something like that. So I was blessed to hear that. So it kind of put like another like spot in my head, and it was like, all right, bro, like relax, like you got another chance, basically, you know. So it was that, and I was just ready to just change my mindset, bro, because you know you got to be positive in these things, and I didn't want to put myself in a hole. Like I hit you up, I've been reading a book, getting books from other ones, other people. Mo gave me a book. My trainer told me to look at a book. Probably getting a book from Fleck this next week. I just started thinking positive, bro, because you know you can't put yourself in those dark holes and you know mess your mental up, bro. So. And just I'm just happy to be here every day, bro. Like God gave me the ability to live, so it can be way worse than what it is. And I'm just blessed. So
no, and I try to tell you it, you know, every day. It's every day is a journey. You know, I think Eric had a really good quote, and I won't quote it word for word because I forget it, but basically he's like, you know, your life is a book, and each chapter is a, you know, a day or a part of your life, and you want the book to be, you know, the best selling, and you want it to have a good ending. You know, maybe the middle part is a little rough, but at the end of the day, you want the ending to be great. How do you get through those rough times? What do you lean on? Is it music? You know, is it friends? You know, what do you lean on to kind of get through those? Because there's tough days, there's dog days, there's days where you feel like this shit is not worth it. You know, how do you get through those days?
And shout out E too, because E hit me up. E gave me a bunch of advice, bro. So shout out to E, love him too, bro. And there's definitely some hard days, bro. There's days I still leave treatment with tears in my eyes, bro, trying to bend it, trying to, you know, get better at it.
That's the worst, isn't it?
It's the worst, bro. And, like, just thinking that you don't have any progress, bro, but you're moving every day without you even knowing it. It's because it's small steps. So, like, I come into the training room and, like, with a smile and happy, bro. And by the time I get done with treatment, I'm just not talking to anybody, like, just pissed off, bro, because you just feel these emotions, bro, because during treatment you're like, damn, like I really hurt myself, or you know what I'm saying, like I'm really in this situation. And some days I really look down, like I wouldn't even be thinking about it, and I like stumble, I just look down, I'm like, I really tore my ACL. Like I'll just say it like randomly, I like got it
out loud. You'll say, I say the same thing.
I'm like, bro, I really tore my ACL, and but it's definitely hard days, bro. But like to get past it, I just lean on my bros, bro. Like you, Brad comes over a lot. Mo, my homie Tariq that everyone knows, 7:30. 7:30, shout out 7:30. Just dropped it all. Go get that. Yeah, bro. Go get my man's tape. And it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, 7:30. Love from the Double Down podcast. But yeah, bro, I'm just leaning on my guys, play the game a lot. I'm hard at Madden. Like especially after surgery, bro, I really got like tough with Madden. Like nobody wants to see Chris and Madden. If you were listening to the pod and you think you can mess with Chris and Madden, hit me up and we'll schedule something, because you cannot mess with Chris and Madden. 2K as well, like Madden 2K at the rack. Then COD has came out. I've been playing COD heavy. I'm like a 46 already in COD. It's grinding. So I lean on games a lot. My homies, just that's pretty much it. Yeah, and keeping your mind is so important. You know, keeping your mind busy and doing things that are your interests. I always tell guys who
who go through a surgery like this, like, take your time to just relax a little bit.
Yeah,
you
bro.
know, you've been pushing, for so long. Like, your body needs to recover and get healthy. You got scar tissues, you got nerve, you got all this stuff going on. Find something that makes you happy. I saw you posted some fan love on social media. Talk about that. How does the support of fans, especially young fans that want to be like you one day, how does that keep you going?
I always just remember that I was once those kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I never sent an email or anything, but I was always like fanned out over like NFL stars that I may go against one day. So it's just cool to like experience that and be like a role model or like a stardom to some of these kids, man, and getting fan mail and people asking me to sign their cards and send it back, and kids drawing pictures like that. It warms my heart, bro. Like it kind of keeps me going, because it's like kids that really look up to me and kids that like really idolize me, bro. Like, it's kids with my jersey, my name on it. Like it's this kid Dawson's been a fan of me since I was a freshman, like my only fan. And like he just continued to like just buy my jersey. He bought both my jerseys after I changed my number.
Wow.
It's cool, bro. Like, you get to experience like what it feels like to be like a role model, bro, and like know that there's people that's looking up to you. So it's kind of one of the things that keeps me going.
Yeah, and I think it's important too to embrace that. I see a lot of athletes that maybe put their head down or don't reach out to people. Like, if I were to say something, you can chime in on this as well, is why would you not help a kid out if you can, or appreciate their love or sign their jersey?
Yeah.
Is that kind of something you feel as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely, bro. My major in my college studies is youth studies, bro, because I love the kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like, in my area, it was a bunch of guys I looked up to, bro, that like were supposed to go far, but like just fell off, bro, and just didn't make it. So I kind of like, I had role models, but I feel like I didn't, because no one really went that way. And besides like me and Jonathan Ward, who plays for the Cardinals now, who's my running back in high school, like a bunch of my guys as well who were nice back in the day, but like I just felt like I didn't really have any like super like role models in my area.
Yeah.
So it made me like dig deeper and like think like, bro, I want to be that guy that all these kids can look up to, no matter how far I go in the league, or just as a person, bro. Like, just something that kids can look up to and be a mentor to all the kids and just give them like that life advice.
I think it also makes you realize how much bigger it is than yourself.
Always, bro.
The sport in general, the university, the football program, like it's always so much bigger than Parker Fox. It's always so much bigger than Chris Autman-Bell.
Yeah.
Is that something you kind of experience, especially through your injuries?
Always, bro. Like, the kids are the future, bro. Like, it's like we're still like young, we still got life to live, but like the kids are next, bro. Like, it's just their life soon. So I kind of just like think of that and just put positivity into it, and I just want everyone to win, bro. From like, no matter how old you are, no matter, like, I just want to push positivity all the time, bro. So, and just for the youth, I feel like that's just one of my things, man. I just like seeing kids like just grow up and be successful. So it's something I admire. Yeah,
spreading love is so important, especially the the era we live in today. Give fans in the podcast an update. Where's Chris Autman-Bell right now? What's next for Chris Autman-Bell?
Yeah.
Give the people an update.
Right now I'm just rehabbing, man, getting back day by day, taking it step by step. Getting my young guys ready on the team. Not my young guys, my guys in my receiving core. Just being a leader on the team, being around my guys and being with them every step of the way to finish out the season, because we can still do something special.
For sure.
If we just double down these next 4 games. So just being around those guys, getting my studies done, rehabbing my knee, and just being a family guy for anybody, bro, and just being there. So I do have a year. They gave me a year to come back. We'll see what happens. I'll probably end up coming back, most likely. So I have that to come back on.
Me and Chris, 7th-year guys. We'll see. It's not official yet.
Probably be the oldest guys in college in basketball and football. But
sure. We even talking. We're gonna shout it out right now. If you are a business or a company or something, you're willing to send Brad. We got 2 7th-year guys here in basketball and football. Hit us up. Second to last question. What is Coach Fleck been like through this injury? How is he? I think it's a
father figure.
Yeah, and I think it's so tough too, because it's like you still feel like you're a part of the team, but at the end of the day, there's a little divide and there's a little separation. How is Coach Fleck and how is the staff really helped you through that?
I feel what you're saying, because there's definitely days I feel like I'm definitely there, but I'm not there. Like 100%. I'm in meetings, but it's not like the information isn't going to me because I can't do anything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So. But I feel like he's been a huge help, bro. He was there at my surgery, there after, there when we got back, gave me a nice blanket after surgery, he's just super supportive, bro. He's been supportive since I've known him. Like a father figure here. Him and his wife, Heather, that's like another mother to me.
Yeah.
They've been helpful, bro. Like they've been definitely there for me. Just this whole process, bro. He's just been real and just kept my spirits up. Whatever his days, like he sees me down. He's like, bro, you just gotta keep going. Like life doesn't stop, bro. You can't sit and cry about it. Like it's just, hey, just rehab, get back to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. Just keep rowing the boat, obviously.
Exactly.
You know, so
keep rowing the boat.
So yeah, bro. He's been dumb, successful. That's my guy, bro. He's been like a father figure my entire life since I know him, so it's awesome.
Especially coming from a guy like PJ too. You know, you obviously want your teammates to have your back. You want your offensive coordinator to have your back. But when you have a head coach that's, you know, really there for you, I think it, you know, makes it even more special and makes you want to push harder. Last question is sponsored by Northern Chill. We're both drinking it right now. The best water. You can come to Water Wave and pick up some Northern Chill anytime you want. They got it on stock, on deck here. My last question is, what advice would you have for a 14 or 15-year-old, you or somebody else or a younger person that goes through something like this that you're going through?
Yeah.
It can be mental advice, it can be physical advice. What kind of advice do you have for you know, the next generation of people going through what you had to go through?
Through everything, through thick and thin, be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in yourself and bet on yourself always, bro. No, you gotta be anyone else. You don't gotta be superhero. You don't gotta be something special to be you.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You're enough. And just keep going. Do the right things. Follow the right people. Be around the right crowd.
Yeah.
Stay out the way. Don't be in a lot of stuff. Stay out the way, literally. Find hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Keep yourself sane. One thing I would tell myself is to limit social media, because I've been trying to do that now.
Yeah.
I'm on it still, but I dropped so many hours. I'm probably on like 2 hours a day now. Mm-hmm. And just, bro, stay out the way. Keep your mental right. Love God and be yourself, bro.
Yeah, always be you. We always talk about in this show, you know, double down and be yourself. You know, Chris, thank you for coming on. It's been a blast having a conversation with you. You know, I think for me personally, as a Gopher football fan, I'm so excited, and I know, you know, I can say it confidently that, you know, Chris Autman-Bell is going to be back and better next year. He's going to double down, bet on himself. So it's been your boy Parker Fox.
Chris Autman-Bell.
And we are out. Peace.